Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Geraldine. I'm an online business strategist. A lot of the work that I do is in systems operations and helping online businesses grow and scale to multiple 7 and 8 figures. In today's video, I am going to talk a little bit about hiring, training, and how to prepare your business if you are looking for your first team member or your 20th team member. I feel like I've been doing this for a really long time. And from my experience working in not just corporate, but also with multiple businesses, I've seen all the things. And I always say that the best companies to work for are the ones that have their shit together, have a system and process in place. They have workflows, processes, policies for all the things, and they're legit, right? And I've worked in companies where nothing is there, and it's a lot of building, a lot of creating of the workflows and processes and systems. And it's so important to have these things because when you are ready to hire your team, it just makes it a lot easier for you as a business owner. Now, if you are a team member and you work inside a company, the first, well, at least this is what I do. The first thing that I look for is what do they have in place, right? It just makes the onboarding process for your new team members just so easy. So I'm just going to cover a couple things on this video based off of my experience and what I have seen over the past couple of years that I think just helps a business just be so productive and getting things done, especially when you're onboarding a new team member. So first and foremost, and it's so important, and I see this over and over again in the online space, is that some people are just so focused on growing and scaling so quickly, and they're just like hiring left and right, and they don't have any of these systems in place, right? Like, okay, what happens when you get this person onboarded, right? It's not just about giving them a list of um, video links for them to watch. It's more than that. So one of the things that I always recommend to business owners is to see if you have the budget, right? Can you afford to hire someone to help you in your business? And you always want to hire talent. I'm going to say this over and over again. I would rather hire someone who has the experience, who has the talent, the knowledge, and everything, versus someone who might not, or I'm forcing someone who's already in my team to do something. Not forcing, but picking them and telling them, hey, you got a promotion and you're doing this now. Right? It's like we need to find the people that are right for the that specific role. They're in the right seats based off of their skill sets and all of that. So making sure that you have the budget for this role that you need or that you're filling. And then if you are a team member, I don't know why these things always come up. If you are a team member, one of the things that I would recommend is if you don't have if the company doesn't have a lot of these things in place, definitely consider writing out your own processes and workflows, because it's just going to make your job a lot easier in case later on maybe you get promoted, or you need to hire someone to replace you, or whatever the case is. It's already created, it's there. So first and foremost, business owner, making sure that you have the budget for it, and then seeking this person, right? So going to um, there's a lot of agencies out there, or having a hiring process. So creating an actual job description of what you're looking for. There's templates everywhere that you can just simply Google and find that. where you're telling the person, hey, this is who we are, this is who we need, some requirements, and if you are a good fit, apply. And then having that application process be very intentional as well, right? Asking the right questions. I love when people submit a video, whether it's kind of like a Loom video or something like that, just introducing themselves. It's always helpful to put the application to a face, and then going through the applications and inviting people to a interview. And again, as a business owner, taking the time, or whoever's hiring, taking the time to go through these applications thoroughly and get on these calls, and again, being present, right? Because you don't want to do this over and over again every time you have to hire someone because the last person didn't work out. So having that in place, and then once you find the right one, make them an offer, and make it written or whatever you have to do. And then after that, having a what I like to call a ramp up period. So scheduling it could be an onboarding call or hiring call, whatever you want to call it. But on that first initial call, typically an hour or so, making sure that all clerical items are taken care of, making sure that they get a company email, all the things, get access to everything, introducing them to the team, super important. I've been in places where it's like, hey, we have this person just joined Slack and we have no idea who they are. And it's like, okay. So making sure that, you do a proper introduction, and all of that, and then having a training calendar for them, right? I think first week so important, just to embed them into not just the company but the culture, clients, things like that, just for them to get a feel of what it's going to be like working here. Checking in with them on a daily basis, giving them a couple of tasks to start diving into, and then yeah, just ramping them up for their role. Definitely helps to have SOPs, everything written out. Having a go-to person, that's the first thing that I like to find, is a go-to person. If I have any questions, I can ask them, hey, where can I find this? Being very resourceful, right? And as the hiring manager or business owner, you want to make sure that this person is fitting in, right? Like, hey, everyone's getting along, because it's so important when you have that rapport build with all your team members. Obviously, if it's just your first team member, it's going to be you and them, but just making sure that everyone gets along, right? And that the work is being done. Making sure that you're setting expectations, super, super important from the get go, and just having those standards, right? Because I know after a while, team members can get a little too comfortable, and it's fine, but you always have to have some sort of standard for each role. So important. After that, I personally like to do, whenever I'm hiring for a company, I like to do a 30, 60, 90-day review, just to check in, see how things are going, if they have KPIs, are they hitting their KPIs, how they're performing in their position, all the things, giving them feedback. I love receiving feedback. I love getting feedback, giving feedback to others, and seeing if there's any opportunities where I can challenge them and help them improve in their role, right? After that, it's either, depending on what the role is, I like to talk about, other incentives or maybe a possible raise after 90 days. Again, just depending on what that role is and how they have been performing. It's so important to have these things in place, because a lot of the times we, just want to get someone into this role just to help out with some of these tasks. But it's more than that. It's properly training them, being there as a leader, making sure that, things are being taken care of, but most importantly, setting those expectations and standards for your company. And then if you are a team member and you're watching this, you're working with a company, Ask questions, ask feedback. I love getting feedback. And then making sure that you're growing, right? If you really like working at a company, seeing if there's any other opportunities, anything else that you can support the company with, maybe a different role, different challenges, maybe you managing other people. But definitely making sure that you're growing always. I hope this video was helpful. I just wanted to create something like this because I don't think I have anything like this in my channel. I think it's just helpful, a little reminder that as a business, whenever you are hiring, gotta take it serious, right? Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you on the next one.